Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy Motivational Monday. First of all, I hope you all had a great weekend. I know I certainly did. I was able to get plenty of rest. Y'all, it is getting really, really windy outside, and the sky looks very dark. I didn't check to see if it's supposed to rain. But anyway, right now it's 64 degrees. I know it's a little chilly. I should have had a jacket on. But I digress. So hopefully y'all had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was very restful, so I'm thankful for that. Mom is coming along great. Church was awesome on yesterday. So when I tell you God is good, God is good. God is good all the time. And you know the saying, all the time, God is good. So yeah, I've been having just a great couple of days. So I'm so excited about that, and I hope and pray that you have as well. Now let's jump into today's topic. And the topic is, your time is a blessing. Your time is a blessing. And so this quote that I'm going to share with you is by Bishop T.D. Jakes. And he says, unfortunately, we live in a crazy world where we are busy all the time. And everything is fast, fast, fast. We are losing touch with who we are. We have traded effectiveness for busyness. Statistics say we are busier than any other generation we have seen in the last 300 to 400 years, you guys. We are so busy, we are busier than a one-armed wallpaper hanger. When he said that, I thought, what in the world? Because my mind initially pulled up a visual, and I thought, well, that's weird. But anyway, that's what he said. I didn't. We are just as busy as we can be, and we think because we are busy, we are effective. But I want you to challenge your schedule for a minute and ask yourself, are you really being effective, or is your life cluttered with all kinds of stuff that demands you, drains you, and taxes you, and stops you from being your highest and best self? Let me put a pin right there. If you notice when I do my videos, I'll say my day has been busy, but I also say it's been productive, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm just a busy person from sun up to sundown, but I'm never getting anything done. Because we all know somebody like that, don't we? Everybody knows somebody that they're always busy, but they never seem to get anything done. That's not being effective. I'm talking about you're busy, but you're getting things done. And the problem is that some of us are so busy that we don't complete one thing before we jump on to the next thing, and we don't complete the second thing and you're jumping on to the third thing, and so forth and so on. And the reality is that if all you're doing is going from one project to the next, to the next, to the next, you're never going to get anything completed, and you're always going to be busy. That's why we live in a fast-paced world, because we're always doing something. It is so important to take time to sit back, to relax, take a deep breath, collect yourself. I always say, you have to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, what is that old saying? When you don't make a plan, you plan to fail, or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what happens, because you're just doing too many things. You have people pulling you here, and they're pulling you there, and you have to go forward and then backwards. You need to have a plan and stick with it. Now, I get it. Sometimes things change, and you do have to shift and go in a different direction. But that should not be the case all the time. Okay? It just should not be. So he says, are you substituting busyness and the chaos that goes along with busyness from being effective? Some people really just like being busy. They don't want to be effective. They just want to be busy all the time, because they want people to say, oh, look at Michelle, she's so busy. Oh, look at Damien, he's so busy. But you're not effective because you're not getting anything done. So you have to ask yourself that question. 80% of the things that we do are busy things that we do in an area that is not effective. I'm going to say that one more time because somebody missed it. 80% of the things that we do are busy things that we do in an area that is not effective. That means that we are spending 80% of our time on things that are not really effective. There are things that probably could be done, but it's not really helping you the way it should. You understand what I'm saying? So you're spending 80% of your time doing things that you could assign to somebody else to do, number one. Or the things that don't have to be done right then and there. Again, not saying they don't need to be done. They just don't need to be done at that particular moment. You have stuff that you need to be doing, but you're spending the majority of your time doing stuff that really don't have to be done. That's the best way I can put it. He said the average person only spends 20% of their time doing the things that they are really gifted at, created at, passionate about, excited to do, and the rest of it is all the dismal, dumb stuff that we all have to do in order to survive. Just crazy stuff that we're doing. He says, I wonder what would happen if we would go from doing 80% of the things that are busy but not effective, and 20% of the things that are really effective. If we would switch those numbers around and only give 20% of our time to things we have to do and 80% of our time to the things that we were created to do. So in other words, what he's saying is that you have been created. We all have been given a gift. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, what color your skin is. Everybody has been given a gift. God has given you the gift of something. And 80% of the time, you are doing things that don't fall in line with your gift. They're not even things that you truly want to do, that you're passionate about, that you have a desire to do. They're just busy things to keep you busy. And you're only spending 20% doing the things that you're passionate about. It's just like having a business and you want that business to grow, right? Well, if you're only spending 20% of your time on your business, the business will grow, but it's going to take a long time for it to grow. Whereas if you could spend 80% of your time on your business, even if you can't, because maybe you can't give it 100% because you have a full-time job or even a part-time job. But if you can spend 80% of your time on your business, that business would grow just like that. Not necessarily like that, but you get what I'm saying. It would grow much faster than only giving 20% of your time. That's just like there are 7 days in a week. And if you are only spending a day on your business, it will grow, but it's going to take much longer than if you are dedicating, let's say, an hour, maybe 2 hours a day on your business. Because see, then you are now spending 7 days out of the week, 2 hours a day on your business. So you're going to achieve your goals a lot faster. You guys understand what I'm saying, right? We have to switch those numbers around. We really do. Because if not, you're going to spend the rest of your life not accomplishing anything because you're doing things that you really shouldn't be spending your time doing to begin with. And so he says, you can take my stuff. I love this, y'all. Oh, this will shout you right here. He says, you can take my stuff. I can get more. But when you take my time, you have taken something from me that is totally irreplaceable. That's why I'm always telling people, you have to make sure that you are not allowing people to waste your time. I will tell you in a minute, and I'm all right with it. Do not waste my time. Especially when, and here's a great example, when people meet someone and they go out with that person, take the time to get to know them. And you know in your heart of hearts that you have no intentions of wanting to be anything to that person other than just somebody you know. Don't waste their time, because their time is valuable. It's irreplaceable. You can't give them back the time that you've taken by spending time with them, making them believe that you wanted something more than what you really wanted. It's just like with, let's say, a job. I'm not going to waste my time applying for a job or going on an interview for a job that I don't really want. Why? Because my time is irreplaceable. I'm not going to waste my time. Let me say this. I'm not going to waste your time because I'm not going to waste my time. Just like my time is valuable to me, I understand that other people's time is valuable to them. So I want to highly encourage you. If you're one of these people that you like to just waste people's time because you think it's fun or it's just something for you to do, don't do that. Please don't do that. And if you're one of those people that you know something isn't a right fit for you, don't waste that person's time. Just, tell them up front, hey, I just have to be honest with you about something. This really is not going to work for me. So I think we should just be friends, or maybe you should offer this job to someone else because it's not going to be a good fit for me. I don't want to waste your time because I'm not going to waste mine. So you all get it. Let's stop wasting people's time. He says we do everything except value our time. It takes time to be creative. You were meant to be creative. You were created in the likeness and the image of a creator. And in that likeness and in that image, you have creativity. Oh, come on, somebody. That'll shout you right there. If you had time, you would be creative. But in the absence of time and with busyness and clutter, we aren't getting the things done we need to get done. Reserve your energy for your highest and best use. Stop spending your time doing things that someone else could be doing. Use your time wisely. You are missing your life, your passion, your purpose, your enthusiasm. Every moment is a gift. Listen carefully. Every moment. I didn't say some moments. I didn't say a few moments. I didn't say many moments. I said every moment is a gift. Every second is a gift. Every thought is a gift. Every idea is a gift. Every opportunity is a gift. Everybody you meet is a gift. Now, I know what you're saying because I can hear your thoughts. You're saying, but Michelle, wait a minute. I met somebody not too long ago that just wasted my time. But can I tell you this? That was still a gift to you. You know why? Because it allowed you to see that person for who they are. And now you are better prepared when somebody likes them, comes along again. You can go, oh, wait a minute, hold up now. I've been down this road before. I'm not going down that road again. So I say that every encounter that we have, it's a gift. Learn something from it. Take the good, the bad, the in-between. It doesn't matter. Learn something from it. Because it is a gift. Because here's the thing. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean it can't hurt you. What's that old saying? What you don't know won't hurt you? Well, not all the time. Sometimes it can. So I look at every opportunity, every relationship, every friendship as a gift. And I'm going to learn what I can out of it. Some people I learn, they're a great fit for me. Some people are not. But everything that happens to you in life is a gift, and don't you ever forget that. He says you are gifted with opportunities, and I want to show you how to begin to maximize what you have. He says people, and listen carefully again, people will define you by how they met you. Let me put a pin right there. People will define you by how they met you, and that is a sad reality, and it's always been that way. People define you by how, did they meet you in a club and you were half drunk and partying? Did they meet you hanging out on the block and you were high as a kite? Did they meet you being a freak in the sheets and a lady in the kitchen, or whatever the saying is? Excuse me. However they met you, that's how they're going to define you. And that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So be careful how you introduce yourself to people. Be careful how you put yourself out there to the world, because people will define you. And I'm stressing this because I need you to understand it. They will define you based on how they met you, not thinking that people can change. or not realizing or remembering that people can change. That's just like, I've heard people say, oh, you know, so-and-so, they're preaching now, but I remember back in the day when they were selling drugs, or they were doing this, doing that, doing the other. Okay, that's the old them. But they've changed. They are a different person now. And what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, what you mustn't do is hold someone's past against them. Because guess what? At the end of the day, we all have a past. We all have a past. And you have not always been a goody two-shoes. Let's just keep it all the way real. You haven't. And you've said something, you've done something, you've thought something. But that doesn't mean that's who you are now. Now, in some cases, people have not changed. They are still the same. But for the most part, we change and we become different people. So we have to stop, even though the world will judge us by how they met us, we have to stop doing it to one another. Because people change all the time. Now, if they haven't changed, that's a whole nother story. But I digress. And they will, okay, so I said people will define you by how they met you, and they will put a period. But if you have the capacity to do more, turn that period into a comma. Don't let people put a period where God has put a comma. Come on, somebody. That, you know what, I need a whole nother video just to unpack that in and of itself. But what that really means is that someone could say, well, Michelle is a mom. Yes, I am. Period. No, that's not period. It's comma. Because there's more to Michelle than just being Monique's mom. Michelle is a mom. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's an aunt. She's a cousin. She's a niece. She's a girlfriend. She is a deacon and an ordained deacon in her church. Yes, I am. I am a ministry leader. I am an Aries, and the list can just go on and on and on. So stop allowing people to put a period where God has put a comma. See, I don't know about you, but I will not allow anybody, because I'm not going to do it to myself. I don't put periods where God has put a comma. Somebody could say, well, you know, I had a good job. I don't have the job anymore. End of sentence. Nope, not end of sentence. Because you can go out there and get another one. Or you can start your own business. Choice is yours. Stop putting periods where God has put a comma. And in case you don't know, or you forgot from school, a comma is like a slight pause. So whatever's going on in your life, you can say pause by adding that comma, but then you keep going. If you've ever gone through a breakup, a divorce, or anything like that, then you know that there's a comma there. Because you broke up with that person, but God has somebody else out here for you, or other people out here for you as you go along to find the right person. So stop putting a comma where God, stop putting a period and or allowing other people to put a period where God has put a comma. He says, explore all of your life, no matter how diverse it is. There's some people who have more capacity and they can handle more things, and there are other people who have to focus on one thing and do one thing well. And that is true. Not everybody can multitask. Some people have to focus on one thing, get that done, and then move on to something else, and so forth and so on. So you have to figure out where you fall in that line. You have to determine which one you are and be that person. Some people don't know how to get over the past, and this is your last moment that's going to shout you. Some people don't know how to get over the past, and they confuse forgiving with forgetting. You don't have to forget it to forgive it. Forgiveness is also a gift that you give yourself. I can't tell you how many people I have met during the course of my life that have done something, said something, or whatever the case may be, and for whatever reason, they just cannot forgive themselves. The person that they wronged or did whatever it is they did to, they've forgiven them, but that individual is having a hard time forgiving themselves. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna forgive me even if you don't forgive me. That's just who I am, and that's who I need you to be. So going back to what he said about you can forgive something or you can forgive someone, but you don't have to forget what they did or said to you. Now, some people may argue with me and say, well, Michelle, if you forgive them, then you're not going to keep thinking about it. Well, that's just not the way the mind is set up. See, you may have done me wrong. I forgive you. See, because I've told you all this before. I forgive people for me. It's not about them. I don't want to walk around holding grudges because it just wears down on me. So I'm going to forgive you for me so that I can move on. Now, whether you move on from it or not, that's on you. That's your business. That's your concern and yours alone. However, I can forgive you and two things. I can forgive you and not forget it, because what I don't want to do is have that same situation happen again. I can also forgive you. And I lost my second point because I was looking at my neighbor across the street. I can forgive you and not want to break bread with you. Somebody wanted to argue me one time and said, well, Michelle, if you forgive somebody and they say, come on, let's do lunch, and you don't go, then you haven't forgiven them. I said, no, indeed. No, indeed. One has nothing to do with the other. I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean I want to break bread with you. I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean I want to be in your presence. I can forgive you, but I don't want to hang out with you. I can forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. That's just like, and here's the thing. I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave that alone. But when something happens and you choose to forgive someone, if you forget, the chances are very high that that thing will happen again. You know why? Because you forgave them and you forgot that it even happened. And that allows you to open yourself up for it to happen again. That's just like, let's say me and Barry, whoever Barry is, we're dating. And Barry cheats. And I say, you know what? I forgive you, but we just can't have this relationship anymore. And Barry says, oh, but, you know, I said I'm sorry. And I'm going to say, well, yeah, you did. And I said, I accept your apology. But that doesn't mean I want to continue on with you. Because my mind says that if you did it once, you'll do it again. Some things you can say, okay, you know, like with credit. That's why they have second and third chance credit places. Because you messed your credit up. And there are places that will give you another chance to get it right, and chances are you will. But sometimes in relationships, the mere fact that you stepped out of that relationship to be with somebody else is so heartbreaking that I can forgive you, but I just don't want to continue on. Do you understand what I'm saying? So only you can figure out if you want to forgive someone and move on, forgive and forget, or forgive, but keep it in the back of your mind as you go forward in life. That's completely up to you. All I'm saying is what Bishop T.D. Jakes says. And then to sum it all up, he says forgiveness is also a gift that you give yourself. Give yourself. So if I forgive you, that's a gift that I'm giving to you. When I forgive me, that's a gift that I'm giving to myself. And I'm always going to forgive myself because I'm not perfect and neither you. Okay, so today's topic was your time is a blessing, and I'll have the notes in the description box, but I just want you all to really, really understand that your time really is a blessing. So, and here's the other thing, you know, and I don't really like saying this, but I'm going to say it. Time is not guaranteed to any of us. This is why I caution people about always saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. It's just like I need to go to CVS to get something for my mom. And she goes, oh, you can do it tomorrow. And I said that yesterday. And I didn't make it over there today. So I'm going to run over there today to get it. Because guess what? Tomorrow's not promised to me. It's not promised to you. It's not promised to any of us. So your time is valuable. Use it wisely. Do not allow anybody, anything to just use up your time, because once your time is gone, you can't get it back. It's just like right now, it's 6 o'clock in the evening, and we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Now, if you didn't use your time wisely earlier, you can't get back the morning hours, not for May the 1st. Oh, and by the way, happy May, you guys. I'm so sorry I didn't mention that in the beginning of my video, but I digress. So you can't get back the morning hours because they're gone. May 1st of 2023 is almost over for the day. You can't get back the early afternoon hours. All you have is right now. So use your time wisely. Spend your time on the things that you need to be spending it on, and stop wasting it on things that are not things that you really need to be doing. This is why a lot of times we don't get things done, because we waste our time doing things that we don't really need to be doing at that particular moment. Or they're things that somebody else could do. But you know how some of us are. I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of these people, depends on what it is. I'm very cautious about allowing people to do certain things because I know how I like them done. And so I don't have to go back and fix what someone else has done. I just prefer to do it myself. But your time is a blessing. Consider it a blessing, use it wisely, and get the most out of life. That's it, you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time to speak life into you. Hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you to look at the way you do things a whole lot differently now. If you're new to watch my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So make sure you come back on Wednesday where I'll have another topic for you. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say, what do I normally say? Oh, welcome back. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. See, my mind is thinking because I have a Zoom call coming up in 30 minutes, and I have 2 things I need to do before then. So forgive me for being distracted. What did I just say? Your time is a blessing. So that's why I'm trying to get this done so I can get the other things done so I can get to my call in 30 minutes. But anyway, I miss you guys when I don't see you. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a productive evening and use your time wisely. Use the time between now and the time that you go to bed wisely to get things done. I love you all to the moon and back. You know the drill, you know the spiel. There's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing that you can do about it because it will never change. I will see you all again on Wednesday. Until then, take care.